Territory Police have had a positive response to a $250,000 reward offered in the investigation of the death of 8-year-old Darwin boy Nicholas Middis. The reward is being offered to anyone who can provide information leading to the conviction of the person responsible for setting Nicholas Middis's Leanya home on fire in mid-June. Glenn Middis has also renewed his plea for anyone with information about the fire that killed his son to come forward. Detective Superintendent Kris Evans is leading the investigation and he joins us in the studio. Detective Evans, thank you for talking to State Line.
My pleasure.
It's been 2.5 months. What's holding police back from making an arrest?
We need that vital piece of evidence before we can take this matter any further. I can tell you that when the incident first occurred, we received a large number of calls, a large amount of information that came in. Some of that information, you appreciate, we analysed it, investigated, etc. Some of that information we've now discarded, some of it we've kept, which will be used later on for evidence, but we don't have that vital extra piece.
There's been other arrests made, or there's been another arrest made over another arson attack within the suburb on the same night. Why is it the police haven't been able to make the same headway on this case?
Look, I'm sorry, I can't talk on that case. It's currently before the court, and I'm afraid I just can't talk on that case.
What evidence is it that you need to be able to identify your arsonist?
Well, it could be a range of things, but we need someone to come forward who can say, yes, I saw that person do it, the person's told me he did it, or she did it, something along those lines, direct evidence.
Previously, you've alluded to a large body of evidence and said you weren't willing to release all of it to the public before. Is now the time to release more information?
Look, I don't want to tell you everything that we have, and the reason for that is later on it will be used for evidence, but also because now that we've put out this reward as an incentive for people to come forward, I don't want to create any hoaxes, for example.
Now, the family's renewed their plea for people to come forward. How are the family coping with this next bout of information they're hoping to come in?
Okay, well, you appreciate it's a very traumatic thing, a shocking thing to occur to any family. Best I can say is they're coping.
How confident are you that the reward that's being offered is going to bring out the information you need on the arsonist?
I'm certainly hoping that it will bring out the information. I'm still confident that somebody out there has that information that we're looking for. I'm hoping that this reward is the incentive required to have that person come forward.
You've had a fairly good response to this. How's it been with media and also with calls?
The media have been excellent. It's as a result of the media that we've had such a good response, I think. Initially we had over 2,000 different pieces of information, phone calls, people coming into police stations, that sort of stuff. Since the offer of the reward, we've had a further 6 calls come in. I can tell you that the initial analysis of those 6 calls, or not all the calls, but 2 in particular, could prove quite positive later on.
A lot of the media that have done it has been national. Do you think there's going to be interstate links to this case?
Look, I think we have to look at the fact that the Northern Territory, or Darwin, is a tourist destination. It is the dry season. It could be that someone here, a visitor from interstate, is in possession of the information we need. It could be that the offender's gone interstate, but we really have to wait and see.
Is there any more guidance that you could give to the public on what information would be useful, what it is that you're looking for in this?
As I say, it's really difficult for me to answer because all sorts of things could ultimately prove to be evidence. The main things are that they saw the person do it, or that person since told them that they did it. But it could be anything. So it's really difficult for me to say.
Have there been any surprises so far in what's been useful information?
I wouldn't call it surprises, but certainly I can tell you that some of the information that we have received today is put aside and will be used as evidence in any future court cases.
Given the time frame, it's been 2.5 months, are you still confident that you're going to make an arrest on this?
Yes.
And you're confident that the information's still out there and people will remember?
Yes, I think so. Yes, I do. And as I say, I think the offer of reward is to put it back in the public limelight and to give that incentive to come forward.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.